more than 7,000 islands to boast, the Philippines is considered as one of the most biologically diverse areas in the world. Home to spectacular beaches, underground rivers, caves, volcanoes, rainforest, uninhabited islands. Our country shelters a wide variety of wild animals. Our coral reefs contain 500 of the world's known 700 coral species, at least 195 out of nearly 600 bird kinds, and over 50% of the 1,114 vertebrate species are found nowhere else on Earth but here. Sounds like the perfect paradise? Think again. The Philippine biodiversity is on the brink of a major wildlife crisis. It is under threat. Lack of wildlife management and ignorance among the people are the culprit why most of our endemic wildlife species are threatened with extinction. The Philippine eagle owl, Palawan hornbill, Mindanao pygmy fruitbat, Philippine flying lemur, Philippine porcupine, Palawan stick bodger, Sulu woodpecker, and Philippine duck are only a few of the many vulnerable species. They will soon be endangered unless their survival and reproduction rate are preserved. Famous tertiary, Calamian deer, Pilandok or Philippine mouse deer, Palawan hornfrog, Binturong or Palawan bearcat, giant golden crowned flying fox are already tagged as endangered species. Sooner or later, they will be extinct due to their continually decreasing number. Tamaraw, Philippine freshwater crocodile, Visayan wartbeak, Visayan wrinkled hornbill, Negros bleeding heart, Philippine cockatoo, and the Philippine eagle. As they are now considered as critically endangered species, their number may decrease by at least 80% within 3 generations. And before we know it, they're all gone. Without immediate intervention and proper action, there will be less and less wildlife animals. Everyone can make a stand and make a difference, because after all, humans and animals are interdependent. Learn about the Philippine biodiversity. Join organizations that promote wildlife preservation. Donate to animal rescuers. Never buy exotic animals for pets, or order exotic food from restaurants. Stop patronizing animal byproducts. Report illegal animal trade activities to the authorities. Preserve the environment and give these animals the best habitat there is. Act now, before it's too late. Help conserve and protect the Philippine wildlife.
We are all huge animal lovers. Most of us enjoy visiting marine parks, pseudo sanctuaries, and especially a zoo. But does a zoo serve as a second home for these animals? Good question. Join us as we discover the reality of zoos.
Many people aren't aware of the cruelty of the zoos. We are not aware that the animals imprisoned in zoos are sad and don't want to be kept in artificial environments. Have people gawk at them, listen to children who bang on the windows of their enclosures, or have cameras flashing in their faces. To put it simply, zoos are imprisoning animals who want to be free. Captive animals are deprived of everything that is natural and important to them, and as a result, they become bored and lonely, and many even suffer from a condition called psychosis. If you've ever witnessed a captive animal rock and sway back and forth, you've seen the disease firsthand. This condition is so rampant in zoos.
To enlighten us more about psychosis, Mr. Patrick Royce.
Well, zoochosis is a term used to refer a psychological disorder associated to animals. It is most commonly used by the animal rights activists that argues for a better living condition in zoos. Zoochosis is actually a combination of words, which is zoo and psychosis, reflecting to the fact that animals too became psychotic when they are held captivity for too long. The most commonly symptoms shown by the animals are extreme depression when they are under zoochosis.
Animals are unable to thrive in small enclosures. especially with unnatural weather and climates. For example, elephants typically walk up to 30 miles in just one day. But Mali, an elephant from a zoo here in Manila, spends most of her time in her area without much room to move.
Zoos claim to provide educational opportunities, but most visitors spend only a few minutes at each display, seeking entertainment rather than enlightenment.
Most zoo enclosures are very small, and rather than promoting respect for understanding of animals, signs often provide little information than an animal's species, diet, and natural range. Animals' normal behavior is seldom discussed, much less observed, because their natural needs are rarely met. Aquatic animals often go without adequate water, and many animals who naturally live in large herds or family groups are kept alone or at most in pairs.
Our team consulted an expert to evaluate and further understand the conditions of the animals from some of the zoos here in Manila by showing them our video footage. Now let's hear their side.
The video, it's really sad, pero that's the reality. Whether at the zoo, whether at home, animals have special needs to live a normal and healthy life. Well, animals in the zoo, they were in captivity, syempre. Nakakulong sila, but they are fed, they were given shelter, parang kamukha na lang ng shelter nila sa wild. So, sa wild, yeah, they are free. They're also being threatened. They threat din sa kanila. Mga hunters, yung mga nagko-collect ng wild animals. So, yun. Sa zoo, captive, pero pinapakain, binibigyan ng shelter, pero hindi nila na-express yung talagang sarili nila. Mga wild na naghahabulan, naghahanap ng food, ng prey, yan, hindi nila nagagawa yun. Okay, in the zoo, syempre, yung mga animals, they were given limitations. Like limitation in space, in the food. So, limitado. Hindi sila nakakagalaw ng maayos, lalo na dito sa mga zoo sa Philippines. Talagang konti lang yung space nila. They're being tamed also. Not to harm other people or not to harm yung mga zoo technicians. Doon sa video, ayan, meron ding lumalabas doon ng mga abnormal behavior na napoproduce dahil nasa zoo sila and they are being kept. Kung nakita niyo yung elephant kanina, yung gumaganon-ganon siya, that's one. Yung tiger na nagpapaikot-ikot sa cage, yung gaganon-ganon siya sa cage, that's another one also. Animals can change their behavior while they're being held captive. But sabi nga doon sa video, the real cause is debatable. Hindi pa rin talaga ma-pinpoint kung anong cause ng abnormal behavior changes na yan sa kanila. But for me, it is true. When the animals are abused or not treated well, it can produce those behaviors. Nung college ako, I have experience working in the zoo. Nag-duty kami sa Abilon Zoo as part of our large animal practice and kasama na din doon yung wild animal practice. Most of the people there, yung mga professional, veterinarians, animal hunters, managers, those people, they were really organized. And they were passionate about what they're doing. Talagang sine-check nila yung pagkain, nagpa-blood test sila sa mga hayop para makita kung anong sakit. So they were really exerting effort and doing their best for those animals.
Despite their professed concern for animals, Zoos can be more accurately described as collection of interesting animals than actual haven or homes.
Even under the best of circumstances, at the best of zoos, captivity cannot begin to replicate wild animals' habitats. Animals are often prevented from doing most of the things that are natural and important to them, like running, roaming, flying, climbing, choosing a partner, and being with others of their own kind. Zoos teach people that it is acceptable to interfere with animals and keep them locked up in captivity, where obviously they are bored, cramped, lonely, deprived of all control over their lives, and far from natural homes.
We are not the only ones who suffer. Animals do.
We share this planet with other species. It is our responsibility to protect them, both for their sakes and our own.
Endangered animals are friends. Don't take them for granted.
Exotic animals belong in the wild, not in zoos.
Animals are wild, but can also be tamed.
Animals are our neighbors on Earth. Respect them.
Every minute a zoo animal dies, think again.
Their salvation lies in protecting habitats, not in creating animal reserves.
Most animals in zoos are not endangered, and while confining animals to zoos keeps them alive, it does nothing to protect wild population and their habitats. These are some of the reality behind zoos. Sounds like a perfect paradise?
You decide.